Welcome back guys, presenting you the part 2 product review of the Chihiros RGB series LED. Before we start, please take note that this tank is not a display tank, it is more like an experiment tank for me. So let me highlight a couple of stuff that I did with this tank. If you remember that in part 1, I used one RGB light for this tank and I wanted to see if it works growing red plants. But 2 weeks ago, I transferred another Chihiros RGB from another tank to this tank, just pure experimenting and see how the plants react to the lightings. As I said, this is an experiment tank for me and also the product review for the Chihiros. So let's begin. If you're using this RGB light from Chihiros, you're advised to have a closer gap height between the water surface and the light, roughly 10 centimeters or less. With this setup of the height, you will have your red plants growing faster and start showing its potential of being red. So from the beginning of the month, when this light is installed, the lights that I set was about 15 to 20 centimeters high. To be honest, the plants didn't really grow. The plants are not really responding. If you notice my Ludwiga, which was original on the left hand side of this tank, it generally just fade off all its color. Same goes to the Rotella, that they weren't really doing well in the tank. Even if I was doing a very heavy EI dosing, the plants weren't really doing well. So at the beginning of the second month, I got fed up with the result as the plants aren't really growing. I went and took off all the Rotellas and the Ludwigas and I threw away 90% of the plants, and the remaining I trimmed them in half, only placing back those that are really looking healthy for me. And then only I reduced the height of the lightings, and immediately within the first week the result was very obvious that the Rotellas are responding very well. They shoot up very quickly. So as the Ludwiga, they started growing respond to the light. I felt that the speed of the Ludwiga and the Rotella wasn't the same. I tried dosing a heavier iron, but it doesn't really help. So what I did was the third week, which is a week before this, I transferred another RGB lights to this tank and I wanted to see if the result will be better. As what you're looking at now, a pair of Chihiros RGBs that is sitting on this tank. The plants are really showing their rates. I noticed the Ludwigas started to respond better and I'm looking forward to the progress of their growth. So this tank might not be a very beautiful display tank, as I'm really doing a lot of experimenting with this tank. So I hope you guys understand that I am not displaying a very beautiful aquascape, but I'm here to share with you on my experience of this Chihiros RGB LED lights. So if you're not planning to get a pair of RGB lights, you're still able to grow plants with just one itself, but you gotta make sure the height of the lights to the water surface is not too far apart. Of course, this also depends on the height of the tank and the overall dimensions. So please leave a comment with any questions that you wanna ask that I might not mention in this video. And I have a little problem that I was doing experimenting and trying to get rid of them. I've tested a lot of stuff, but I'm still getting the same result that my plants, as you see in the video, they're covered in some, I don't know what is that, silicate or just pure brown algae or diatom. These guys are here for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. Even though this tank has been running about 9 months for now. But this 2 or 3 months, I'm having this problem, but I'm not sure how to get rid of them. I really think that this is diatom, and the diatom game is very strong in this tank. I'm not sure what is going on. I've received a lot of advice. I've got to do a lot of water change, maybe cut off my foot and light or increasing my CO2, but my CO2 is already running about 4 to 5 bubbles per second and the light periods per day is about 8 hours. So I don't really think that it was the issue. And just so happens that a couple of days ago I was watching Aquarius Apprentice videos that he made a year ago, and his video was about dealing with diatom bloom. Tried my luck and I asked him whether do we know what is going on and is there any advice that I could do. So what I got from him that is it may be my water that is coming into the home. It might be something wrong with the filtration and I'm getting a lot of hot water into the house. I kind of agree with that, so I cleaned the filtration and I'm gonna continue to observe from now. And maybe there will be a part 3 of how well this Chihiro light works in this tank. So guys, this is the end of this video. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't do so, guys. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one, guys. There's a lot of videos coming up soon. Please stay tuned for those, and I hope to see you there. See ya.